This playthrough is rated T for teen. The Type 3 prototype was seized by a man they called Kaiho. Yu Kaiho, aka the Crimson Phantom, the best AFW pilot the South Japanese forces ever had. Kaiho served as a military consultant for the Soviet Army during the Vietnam War. Soon after his arrival in North Vietnam, he took part in the coup d'etat in Laos. He spent the next several years tearing through hundreds of American AFWs until the fall of the South Vietnamese government. What did he witness in the jungle hell of that war? What effect did exposure to so much suffering have on him? What I didn't know at the time was that the return of the Crimson Phantom would thrust me into the battle of my life. Chapter 1: The Divided Two Regions. September 26, 1964, Mission 3, Kujikuri. Well, things are going to start heating up. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Ring of Red. In the last episode, our training schedule went off, not without a hitch, because unbeknownst to us, Kaiho had murdered the original guy we were going to train with, and now he's run off with the Type 3. What'll that mean politically and all sorts of reasons? Let's find out. The hijacked Type 3 is apparently on its way to the Atlantic coast. You have been designated to Experimental Unit 07. I am personally asking you to volunteer for deployment to the no man's zone at Kujikuri. Hey, wait a second. Why do we have to go skipping off to a demilitarized zone? Who was in charge of this snafu, if I may ask? We put a lot of thought into that decision. You two are the only ones with the combat experience enough against 3. Please, we're asking you to bring it back. Well, I'm going. I've got a score to settle with that bastard. I see. Kujikuri, that's near the border, spitting distance to the North Japan. Could be fun. Count me in. Glad to hear that. I myself will remain here in the south at the command post. All communications from here on will be by radio. Rodriguez, I want you to oversee the actual mission control. Yes, sir. The cover story is that your squadron will be proceeding to Kujikuri on an extended exercise. However, left-wing guerrillas or even covert northern squads could decide to interfere. Should you face any resistance, neutralize them. Regain possession of Type 3, and should that prove impossible, destroy it. That is all. The pursuit of Type 3 has become a priority mission, as you may have gathered. The Southern Japanese military and GMI Inc. of America have sent us a pilot each to round out our numbers for this mission. Kenichi Kunisato here. I am with the 5th AFW Battalion, Kanto region. I've been assigned to the light AFW on this mission. Kunisato? That's an unusual name. I've been hearing that all my life. You must be Ryoko. Nice to meet you. John Castor here. I'm a 4-leg AFW test pilot for GMI. Glad to meet you all. Alright. An infantry unit will be assembled to accompany you according to standard AFW operating procedure. The squad will need a leader, a point of contact with the mission control and the front. I've given this a great deal of thought in my decision that Weizsäcker is the best person for the job. Thanks. I guess I do have the most experience when it comes to actually taking the guy on. You in a command position? And they say the age of miracles is over. Can it, okay? Troop allocation for the various teams is your job. Make sure you read through the combat manual. You'll find the book in the intelligence section. Alright, we got a whole new section coming up, and yeah, combat is now beginning. The game has thrown us from the training scenes into the actual fray of the game. So, let's go over the operation just to go over it one more time. You're being deployed to the no man's land in Kujikuri. There's a possibility that armed insurgents or the Northern Covert Ops teams may decide to engage you. Any resistance encountered on the way should be eradicated as quickly as possible. If the Weizsäcker team is taken down, you lose. Be careful. Inside the mission control vehicle. Reporting his order, Colonel. Get in here, Weizsäcker. What do you want, Colonel? How is the troop assembly proceeding? Oh, yeah, that. Pay attention! Troop assembly is key! The AFWs are nothing but a useless hunk of metal without the supporting infantrymen. Personnel allocation decides how much of the AFW's potential is brought out into the open. What I'm trying to say is, troop assembly is the first step to victory, right? You taught me all this, and I don't forget things that easily. Colonel, stop treating me like a rookie, will you? Alright, but I have one recommendation. Include personnel with fast repair skills in case the AFW's weaponry or locomotive parts sustain combat damage. Yeah, I know, I'll think about it. Fine, I expect you to come back alive, Weizsäcker. That's an order! Alright, now what is he talking about when it comes to personnel? Well, now we got 2 more units here, so let's go over them really quick. Kenichi Kenisato. He is in a light AFW. He's designed for personnel destruction as well as dodging and capabilities such as that. So yeah, let me show him off. So his load times aren't quite as good as well, actually, his load times are faster. I was thinking of something else for a second. His load times were actually pretty good overall because of he needs to be fast. But the problem with his machine, he only has the 20mm machine gun. He does not have a submachine gun, so his weaponry is not meant to really do a ton of damage to AFWs. He's meant to clear out the soldiers that accompany AFWs more than anything, or just to waste their time or whatever. But yeah, overall, he's basically quick, fast, quick action, but not a lot of damage, as you can see there. Yeah, he's in the Kuki, or sorry, yeah, the little mech that could. As you can see, it also doesn't have a ton of armor as well, so it can take quite a bit of damage if we're not careful, so you have to be a bit more aware of him. And also, if you look at his stats, he's more of a short. I mean, it says close quarters, but the thing is, Kenisato does not have a close quarters attack, so short is where he's stationed at. Alright, so let's go over. Oh, and he's got the skill Dodge, which in the last episode allows you to dodge any attack once automatically, no matter ifs, ands, or buts on it. We'll go over these people here in a second. And then finally, we got John Castor, the 4-leg, in the 4-leg mech. This thing is meant to be a cannon, and it's meant to be an AFW destroyer, but you're meant to go at long range, so you never want John to be in anything other than long range. You can sometimes do medium range depending on the situation, but you always want to put him in long range. That's where he goes. If he gets into short range, or God forbid close quarters combat, he basically can't do bupkis. And his load times, look at his load times, 180. It's like double that of Kenisato's. Yeah, you definitely want John either going after AFWs and finishing off. You don't want to waste John's ability on his long load times on defeating personnel. If you're really going to defeat personnel with John, give him personnel that actually work on defeating personnel. And also, as you can see, let me see, his skill ability is called Emergency Load. That's the one benefit to John that takes advantage of his, or negates his null times, is Emergency Load immediately puts his load times into max, and he automatically gets his next turn. However, like all maximums, he can only do it so many times, so you have to kind of figure out when do you want to have John get his turn. If not, you're going to have to wait a long time for John to get a shot off on. So, keep that in mind. Oh yeah, I guess I should start going over personnel. Okay, personnel. These are personnel. You can equip 3 personnel, 3 different types. Infantry, they are meant to, mainly for the purposes, they are anti-personnel. They are designed to have a lot of HP and do a decent amount of damage to other soldiers. So now that we're starting the game, all AFWs will now be accompanied with accompanied soldiers. There's 2 different types of, or there's 3 different ways to set the soldiers. There's crew soldiers, which is they'll assist the AFW in battle by being on the AFW. Then there's the forward guard and the rear guard. The forward guard is those who've been set out in front of the AFW, and they're there to attack other personnel or AFWs depending on their skills. Rear guard is where they stay behind the AFW, and they can only be targeted by unique skills. Otherwise, they'll just stand in the back and not get attacked, so they're there to be protected by your AFW. But anyway, infantry is for high HP and high personnel damage. Shooter, they're designed for anti-AFW attacks, so most of their abilities will deal with damaging the AFW itself. And so during combat, sometimes if you have shooter personnel or those with the grenades or whatever, they might hit your mech and actually stun you while you're trying to shoot at like the other enemy. So you have to be kind of a little careful with that. Then we got Mech. Their main thing is dealing with AFWs, but they'll still damage AFWs, but they're more tech specialty. So as you can see there, they've got skills like Wire and Mine. I'll go over that when we actually go into the intelligence thing, because it actually describes what their abilities actually are and what they can do. But yeah, their men is more tech, but they still are anti-AFW soldiers. Mech and shooters aren't as durable as infantry, so they can take damage a lot more easier, so you have to be a little bit more careful when utilizing them. Recon, they're anti-personnel. Most of their skills are like sniping and stuff like that, or abilities that help you get little details about like the enemy and stuff like that. Snipe's a really good ability, but I'll go over that when we actually look over the information thing, because that actually explains it there. Recon are a little bit weaker than infantry in terms of HP, but they can still do a decent amount of damage. They're anti-personnel. So Supply are technically anti-AFW. They do have abilities that can affect them. Usually Supply will be stuff like Repair, and they're anti-AFW when they actually attack, but their abilities usually help you, the AFW itself, or they'll hurt other AFWs with their abilities. And then finally we've got Medical. They're technically anti-personnel, but a lot of their abilities are mainly techie. They usually will affect either the AFW with something, or they'll affect personnel with something. And they also have like abilities like Hyper that affect other personnel in the group, and stuff like that. So they're a bit anti-personnel with little techie abilities and stuff like that. And all these abilities, all these class of soldiers have skills. And each soldier, each pilot in the game has a command ability. So they're more, when their command ability goes up, their ability to deploy them and utilize their abilities faster, as well as getting more damage out of those abilities, improves. So you want to try and max out these command abilities. They only max out if you use them so many times during battle. You don't have to max out all their skills. If there's really a set of abilities that you want a specific pilot to have, I would just stick with them until they get maxed out, and then maybe switch over to others if you really need to. But it really depends on the soldiers you're getting. I think that's pretty much it. And then, oh yeah, each crew member will have stat afflictions depending on what it is. So you can see there'll be small details. They can affect anything from, as you can see, operation ability to battle ability, depending on who you equipped. So there could be drastic change depending on who you equipped. Like, for example, Supply really raises your recovery rate from AFWs, as well as your turns are improved as well. And it looks like loadability and AFW, but that's for just this guy specifically. It might be different depending on if you get a different guy. And there are three, well, actually I'll go over the different type of units when we actually finish a battle. Because there are three different types of units in terms of like how good their abilities are and stuff like that. For right now, I'm just going to leave everyone as is. This battle isn't hard enough to really customize it, but in the future I will customize my mechs and what they can do and everything like that. Oh yeah, there's our unit information. Soldier information. And these go over the stats of the enemies, of our personnel, and what they do, and what their, it says their infantry, their HP, female, what their skill is, and then their minor stats, as you can see there, and they will affect the AFW they're equipped to and what their skills are, as you can see there. And it does that for all of them. So as you can see, they have two different portraits, one for male, one for female. So yeah, I like all the character designs for these. So we don't have the female versions of these, or the different versions of these yet. That's the female version? Huh. Anyway. But yeah. Alright, let's go and combat manual. Let's go over that. There's quite a few things. Let me go through that again. Okay. Oh wait, no, sorry. This one's new. Full name, Kenichi Kunisado, 2nd Lieutenant assigned to the South Japan Forces, 5th Division, 32 years old, war buddy of John's from the Japan War. His cool composure and abundant knowledge keeps his fledgling unit together. His private letters later become an invaluable resource in putting together the pieces of the incident. He pilots a light AFW. John. Full name is John Castor. Test pilot for U.S.-based GMI Inc. 31 years old, a former U.S. Marine. He was discharged for breaking military code. War buddy of Ken Asada's from the Japan War. A light-hearted and straightforward man who does not fret over little things. He pilots a 4-leg AFW. Shringen. Unit commander. Oh yeah, we already read over that. Sorry. Okay, anyone else? Nope. Okay. And then what's the AFWs? We already went over those before. Whoops. Okay. Light AFW. The light AFW sacrifices armor and firepower for a high level of mobility. R&D for the mech was carried out in the early days when AFW tactics were being considered. It was designed as an armored command vehicle. Although some apprehension exists over its role in anti-AFW combat, it is used in enemy scouting and has become an indispensable element of the battlefield. 4-leg AFW. The 4-leg AFW has the longest history of any of the AFWs. It has a high carrying capacity for artillery and moves fluidly on the battlefield. Equipped with the ability to freely move around rough terrain to shield ground troops, nothing can stand in its way. Although primitive, the machine's structure was designed to support the weight of increasingly large artillery demands by dividing the weight over its multiple legs. The early prototype has spawned numerous types of AFWs. And then here's the soldier types now. There are two types of soldiers, anti-soldier, foot soldier, and anti-armor. Anti-soldiers primarily engage enemy soldiers, while effective against enemy soldiers, they do not possess an effective anti-AFW attack. Soldiers in this category are the infantry, recon, and med soldiers. Anti-armor soldiers primarily engage enemies in AFW combat. Although they are capable of performing various anti-armor attacks, they are incapable of engaging enemy soldiers effectively. Soldiers in this category are the shooter, mech, and supply soldiers. Crew soldiers. The crew soldier's function is to aid in the AFW in the load of its weapons. The weapon's load gauge will increase at different speeds depending on the soldier type and skills. They generally do not receive damage in battle. Ground soldiers. Also known as accompanied soldiers, they accompany the AFW and directly attack the enemy AFW and enemy soldiers. Centered around the AFW, those in front of the AFW are the vanguard, and those in its rear are the rear guard. While on the front line, they engage the enemy AFW and ground forces, and while at the rear guard, they usually do not receive damage. Infantry. Anti-soldiers. The standard soldier on the battlefield, while capable in troop versus troop melees, effective attacks against enemy AFWs are difficult because of their lack of heavy firepower. They are effective against enemy soldiers regardless of distance. They are equipped with a semi-automatic rifle. Shooters. Anti-armor soldier. This type of soldier specializes in anti-AFW warfare. While a threat to AFWs, they are weak against ground forces. They are effective against enemy AFWs without regards to distance. They are armed with a rocket launcher. Mechanic. Anti-armor soldier. The primary function of these soldiers is to clear battlefield obstructions and set up equipment. Indistinguished as they may be, they perform an essential function in the background. The closer they are to the enemy unit, the more effective their anti-AFW attacks become. They are equipped with a rifle and a hand grenade. Recon. Anti-troop soldiers. Their primary function is to determine target distances where shells will hit. Their attacks become more effective the closer they are to the enemy unit. They are equipped with a military pistol. Supply. Anti-armor soldier. This type of soldier has a detailed knowledge of AFW repair and overhaul. They are highly versatile in machines during AFW combat as well. They carry a rifle and a hand grenade. Med. Anti-troop soldier. Their capacity on the battlefield is generally limited, but they carry medical supplies and excel at attending to wounded soldiers accompanying soldiers. They are armed with a military pistol. Maximum attacks. This explains what those are. Light AFW anti-armor maximum attack. Movement at high speeds makes it impossible to parry enemy anti-armor attacks. However, there is no assurance that evasion will be successful, usable anytime, except it is successful at any time. Emergency load. 4-leg AFW maximum attack. Shooting attack in which ammunition is instantly loaded and an emergency bursting charge is set simultaneously, possible at any time, but you can only use it so many times during a chapter or stage. So, Vanguard skills. So these are all the skills we currently have available with our soldiers. Vanguard skills are usable by soldiers in the Vanguard or primarily full out attacks on the enemy. Vanguard skills become possible after the soldier spends a set amount of time in the rear guard and can be put to use by coming forward to the Vanguard. Co-op. When two units simultaneously occupy the Vanguard, they can carry out a joint combat maneuver. This is possible with only one unit, but its effectiveness is lowered. An entire enemy unit in the Vanguard receives damage. That's a really good ability. Focus. Accuracy increases with firing, and an enemy unit of Vanguard soldiers is damaged. Grenade. Anti-AFW hand grenades are hurled, damaging the enemy AFW. The closer enemy AFW, the more devastating the results. Homing shot. This portable round is guided to its target by a homing device. Damage is inflicted to the enemy's AFW. Destructive power increases with a farther homing device. So you want to set this to like someone at long range. Wire. This projectile wire adheres to the enemy's AFW's legs, an AFW ensnared by wires incapable of moving, and it makes it really hard for them to dodge abilities. So this is really good against like dodgy. It's basically really good against anti-AFW, light AFW units. So, mines. This one can be useful, but you really have to like prepare for this one and set it up. Landmines are buried, the AFW is damaged, and its legs are severely impaired. The landmine is triggered when the enemy AFW steps on it. Smoke shot. A round embedded with scatter shot that emits smoke to form a smoke screen. The smoke screen reduces enemy AFW's accuracy. The smoke screen is effective until the gas disperses. Snipe. Soldier stocks are attached to weapons and shots are fired. Both vanguard and rearguard soldiers suffer damage, so snipers can hit from the rearguard too. Flash shot. Upon contact, the special ammunition emits a flash and a sonic boom, causing disorientation. It can reduce the AFW's load gauge. Rearguard. Rearguard skills are used by soldiers in the rearguard and are primarily for battle support. Rearguard skills can be used after a set amount of time in the rearguard. Hyper. Defensive ability is increased by using a stimulant that temporarily strengthens and animates the soldiers. I wonder what type of thing is it. Is it a white powder? Cleanup. Or is it a type of thing you put a syringe in your backside, if you know what I mean? Cleanup. Removes objects hindering forward movement. Removes any placed landmines, wires, or electrical wires. Fast repair. Puts out any fires in damaged areas and conducts a machine overhaul. Weapon damage is completely repaired and leg damage was repaired by 1 level. Yeah, you can have multiple levels of damage in your legs. That affects how fast you can move and stuff like that. Put out any repair. Put out any fires in damaged areas and conducts a machine overhaul. Weapon and machine damage are simultaneously fully repaired. Crew skills. Crew skills are used for handling special armaments while riding in an AFW. Their abilities are put to use when in a combat situation. The quantity of special armaments that a crew member can handle is influenced by that soldier's individual capacity. The number of special armament ammunition rounds does not recover during operation. Heat shell. This type of ammunition's piercing ability is a product of chemical energy. The shorter the distance to enemy AFW, the more devastating this ammunition can become. So you might want to give that to like Kinesado or something like that. Or even like Ryoko, maybe. Shrapnel. This type of ammunition is embedded with iron pellets and a highly explosive combustion agent. It inflicts damage on all soldiers in the vanguard. So if you want to get rid of them, there you go. Illumination shot. This round combusts after being fired and emits a bright light. It can only be used at night. While the illumination round is emitting light, it is possible to fire without making nighttime adjustments. So this is really useful at nighttime. Too bad you only get so many shots. Smoke shot. A round embedded with scatter shot that emits a smoke screen. The smoke screen reduces enemy AFW shot accuracy. The smoke screen is effective until the gas disperses. And battlefield. So we already went over load gauge. So now we have sub-armors. AFW and anti-AFW are generally outfitted with protective armoring. Damage received by AFWs with protective armoring first goes to their armor plating. Even when received damage exceeds armor durability, only the armor is destroyed, and any excess damage is not applied to the AFW body. Damaged armor cannot be restored through recovery, and destroyed armor cannot be repaired during combat. So it's basically like a little bit of free HP. After that, you're done for, or you can't get it back. When the battle is held at night, the initial damage value and the rate of accuracy increases are reduced. Soldier attacks in close range combat are unaffected. When illumination shot is used, nighttime adjustments become unnecessary for a set period of time. So at certain points of the game, we want to have illumination shot on everyone if we can help it. Now let me go and make a save here. Alright, now we can save it. Okay. Yeah, this one's going to be a long episode just because of having to explain everything. So, alright, let's start the sortie. Pilot's mess tent. So this place got the atom bomb too? Correct. But it's not likely to happen again, given the current restrictions in this region. You mean Racini? Yes, the world's first nuclear payload was delivered by an aircraft. When the full effects of the weapon became known after World War II, the ban on aircraft use in the Far East came into existence. Now referred to as the Revised Air Combat Initiative, or Racini. As a result, no aircraft can ever take off from or fly over the entire Far East region. Nuclear weapons are almost impossible to use except as an airborne payload. Does this really mean the end to nuclear weapons? Yeah, right. Violating the agreement would mean taking on the entire international community. That means nothing. At least even in modern day, that means nothing. That just means, oh, you better not do that. And then they do it, and they're like, oh, we'll give you a blah, blah, blah. You shouldn't do that. Blah, 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 blah. You know, I doubt any one nation is prepared to do that. Modern day, they do that all the frickin' time. So they say. Yeah, exactly, John. You know what's up. Alright, Kujikuri. What a wasteland. No sign of human habitation. The Kujikuri base is a no-access zone. It's all more combat than any other area, and this is the result. It looks like another planet. Only an AFW can move around these craters. It was a landing spot for American troops at one point. It was a heavy combat zone during the Greater Asian War. Most of what you see here is the aftermath of the Americans' Coronet project. I remember. No offense, John. We all left behind a Kujikuri in different parts of the world. Hey, no offense taken. You read too much into these things, man. Victory conditions: annihilation of all enemies, lost condition, destruction of Weizsäuger's AFW, or going over the day 5-7 time limit. So they doesn't give you quite a nice time limit on this one. So we should be able to do basically anything we need and still get the bonus experience. Before we begin the mission, I'll need to go over what constitutes an unoccupied terrain. Unoccupied terrain can be found throughout the map. Some unoccupied terrain has recuperative properties that can help soldiers recover their strength. If a squad gets its turn on one of those terrains, the soldiers in that squad automatically recover their strength. Two pieces of terrain that are unoccupied have no recuperative qualities are the harbor and the prison camp. In combat, strength recovery is key, so be on the lookout for this terrain. Another thing to note is that the automatic strength recovery works only for personnel. The FW won't recover from the damage unless you execute a recuperative command for it. Being on a recuperative terrain is not a license to kick back and relax. Got it? Also, if a team concludes its actions on an unoccupied terrain with a different color from that of its own, the squad then occupies that terrain. As long as it's colored differently from the squad, most terrain can be occupied. Lookouts are an exception and need to be destroyed, not occupied. Next, we take a look at how to procure personnel from the terrain. Occupy the terrain with a star marking the terrain information, and new personnel can be recruited. The size of the star indicates the number of new soldiers available. The large star means 2 platoons. The smaller star means 1 platoon. On the other hand, if an unoccupied terrain is taken over by the enemy, we lose those soldiers, unless we want to get those men away to the enemy. We need to be the first ones on the scene. One more thing about the enemy occupied terrain. Even if an enemy squad finishes its action on a terrain with the same color as themselves, they won't be able to occupy it again. Since it's already occupied, they won't be able to do it again. In situations like this, the star disappears only when the enemy team takes advantage of the personnel's recuperative properties. Simply put, when a damaged squad has its turn on a terrain marked with a star, they won't be able to procure new personnel from there. Recruits procured through occupation tend to be a superior quality bunch in general and can help you shape the battle to your advantage. Consider that it would be wise to procure as many of the star terrain recruits as you can. That's it for this topic. Do you need me to go over it again? No, that's good. Alright, begin mission sequence now! Team leader unconfirmed. Squadron headed this way. Alright, all units spread out and be ready to engage. We'll pursue Type 3 after we deal with this bunch. Okay. Whatever you say. Alright, so now our objective is to finish this thing off, so... Alright. So, we're trying to chase down Kaiho, and we got a pretty decent maps to find everything in. So we got a 4-legger over here and a gorilla. We got a couple of light AFWs over here. And we got one over here, which we can actually take a look at. Not much different from the last episode. The only difference is now they have personnel with them. So he's got medic, infantry, and shooter. So the way to get a lot of experience in this game is to actually not just destroy the mechs, but to destroy the personnel too, because you get more experience overall from destroying personnel. So you have to kind of make a toss-up on at what point do you focus on personnel versus the AFW, and how long do you take? So I like to try and get, you can still, if you're pretty efficient, you can still kill personnel and still get beat the battle fast enough to get the bonus experience. So like I said, if you get the 50 experience, then you know you finished it fast enough. And you also can get, if you beat a battle fast enough, you actually get multiple extra supply unit, or multiple extra personnel added to your group. So you want to try to finish these in a reasonable time overall. But anyway, we need to split these up into 2 different groups. So we need to at least go up here and to deal with this guy. And let's see, we got Star there and you. And I usually like having them kind of work together. So I usually like having Kinisato and John work together. And then I like having usually Vi and Ryoko work together. So, oh yeah, we got a star here, and then we've got a star here in this city. Yeah, you can capture, I believe, 3 capture towns. So 1, 2, 3, and then our objective is to go over the mission turn. So yeah, defeat all enemies. So sometimes there'll be different objectives during battle. So if we do things right, we should get 5 extra units during this whole thing. So, okay. Anyway, sorry, I've been dilly-dallying enough as it is. Alright, let's have Ryoko start going over there. Enough from me, looking AFW. What did those government fools start now? You insolent fool! Alright, so this is how we choose. Now we can choose what units to put on our team. This is the Gorilla and a light AFW, and there's his generics. They don't have any skills. It won't be till next battle till we have to do that. Now we can decide how we want to, what enemies we're going to be using. Do we want to just go on to personnel, or do we want to damage the AFW? Since I'm using Kinisato, I want to go for AFW, or sorry, I want to go for anti-personnel destruction. So that way we get more experience that way. So. Alright, the enemy has attacked. Return fire. So those guys will be hanging around, and we want to get semi-close. But this guy's also light AFW, so obviously he wants to be close too. So we don't want to get into close quarters combat though. Alright, they're prepared. So what this is that on the right, as you can see there, the enemy, the stars now, like that red star has the plus sign on it. That means he has a medic in his crew. And then for me, it looks like I have a shooter there. On the next to that, on those like little blue triangle thing or whatever, it shows my men in the rear guard. It shows that when your light is flashing or whatever, it means my character is ready to do whatever their skill is. So now we can adjust who moves. On the enemy side, as you can see, they're flashing. It means they're getting moved to the front guard, so they can use. They don't have any abilities, so it doesn't matter. But now I'll have my snipe ability ready to go. So if you want to move targets, you can choose this one here. This one allows us to target enemy personnel with our fire. So that's a new ability that's activated. Yeah, we are pretty effective. Kinisato is very effective against personnel. So yeah, when we get our turn, we can now choose to either shoot the AFW or personnel. This allows us to adjust our vanguard, and then we can choose to either send them both up or none up or whatever. And it gives you the possess skill tells you like which guard has. So in this case, it'd only be worth it to send out the sniper, but we'll go ahead and send out both because for skill purposes anyway. And then this one is for shells, and then this is for mastery. I'm not going to use mastery unless I'm fighting like a. I'll only use my dodge ability because I've only got 3 uses of it. I want to save it for like basically the 4-leg AFWs if I end up fighting that. Oh yeah, there's their anti-AFW personnel fighting me, so. Yeah, pretty decent damage. And if you leave, if you gonna hit my, if you leave your, sorry, I'm trying to think for a second. If you leave your soldiers out, then your soldiers will fight their soldiers. But if you leave your soldiers behind you, everyone attacks you. So you have to kind of keep that in mind because your HP can actually go down pretty quickly if you're not careful. So, do I want to just leave him out? I don't want to damage that guy too much. Maybe I should send sometimes I'll send my units or my rear vanguard back every once in a while. So, I've been knocked back pretty far. So. Yeah, that's. Oh, they must have either been defeated or if they kick back before you can finish it, then that's. Oh, they ran back, didn't they? Yep, they ran backwards. So, all right, let me send back my guys since they decided to. And I'll wait for them to reset. Yeah, let's finish. Did he try to hit me? No, he tried to hit me, but it didn't work, so. Yep, sorry. Not gonna work. Not gonna die. I'm just gonna fire at any percentage. Personnel, you usually will hit personnel even at any percentage. It's just the higher your accuracy, the more damage you do. Alright, there goes most of their personnel. So I just have to wait for either my rookies to, or my sniper to get. Okay. Let's send them back up again, even though I want to move forward further. The only problem with moving your units, as you can see there, we stop. We don't get to move while they're doing that. So you really have to kind of think about, do I want to? Yeah, I get a day FW, I guess. I was mainly wanting to finish off all the personnel because, like I said, you get more experience if you finish off their soldiers. And then I'll have John finish this guy off. Might as well just wait till I get really, really high in the... Oh no, he's gonna hit my guys. No! Ow. Yeah, unfortunately AFWs are just like me. Like, they're all anti-personnel, so you have to be careful with how much damage your guys take. If your soldier dies, that's it, by the way. They're gone permanently. So you do not want to lose units if you can help it. So if they're weak, then don't use them or send them back and don't let them out and stuff like that. Okay, we destroyed his personnel, so now you can't send any more out. Alright, nice. Get a decent amount of experience there. I'll have you go up this way, Vice. And you're gonna stay put. Alright, we're gonna have her mess with the let's see, who do I want? Yeah, well, I want her to finish off personnel. Because this battle, it gives you enough leeway that I can mess around with just destroying personnel before I go against the AFWs. The only problem with doing that is that if you do too much damage to personnel in the machine, they'll go into runaway mode where they'll go to a town to heal it. So you have to be careful that if you're next to a town, everyone suck it up, take your pills. Yeah, pills. Yeah, what this does is it improves their defensive capabilities by quite a lot, so now they can accept. Okay, let's go ahead and send them up to the front. Stop bothering me. Stop you bothering me. Alright, here's what cooperation looks like. This is a really good ability. It does a lot of damage. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, she doesn't do as much damage again because she's more of an anti-FW unit. Man, they already did quite a bit of damage to my meds. Look at that. Even with the protection. Yeah, medics are your aim sucks. Yeah, medics are not very durable. Yeah, usually I just immediately activate it. It might not do a ton of damage, but decent. I'll wait for cooperation. Yeah, see how they'll like slowly damage me if I don't have anyone stopping them. So if you don't have your soldiers out, they'll just go after you, and yeah, your AC will like your armor HP will go down without you noticing sometimes. And here's the smoke shot, what it does. Unfortunately, there's no like fast forward mode in this game, folks. So unfortunately, you have to watch every single ability go off every single time. So that's why battles in this game are probably gonna easily be like 1 to 2 hours long. I could cut them up, but it's, you know, this game, by the way, this game is not that long in terms of straight up how many battles you actually fight in the game. There's only like 15 battles in the whole game or something like that, so. Yeah, it's pretty short for what it is, which is kind of sad. Oh, I hit him, huh? I guess he moved his soldiers to the back. Yeah, unfortunately there's not much I can do about that. I could send them back, and then if they send their guys forward again, I could try to jolly cooperate them. Because this guy can get finished off pretty easily, so even by Ryoko. Like, these guys aren't hard. It's not until the next battle. Oh, right. Yeah, we'll go. We'll wait till the 75 mark or something like that, I think. Oh. Really? Really? Okay. Whatever. Come on, cooperation. Come on, cooperation. Okay. Hopefully they'll... I think it takes 10 seconds for them to get up into the front and to possibly activate their abilities. Oh. Yeah, I'm just going to finish off the... And they might even finish it off. We'll see what happens, though. Yeah, it takes... Yeah, about 10 load... Or, well, not 10 seconds. Whatever 10 of the load time is how long it takes for them to get their abilities off. So keep that in mind when you're trying to activate skills. Yeah, and smoke, I forgot how long load time wise. I think it's like 20 seconds for smoke to last before it reset or it disappears. Something like that. I'll have to look it up again. No, we'll just wait till... Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's still well. We destroyed all the personnel, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, nice. Alright. Real combat. It's been a while. Call me a warmonger if you want, but I'm kind of sucked. Okay. So, John, let's show off John. And yeah, since we finished off all his personnel, we can have John. Unfortunately, John and Kinisato are kind of higher level. So, so you don't really need... Yeah, I'll just put you up since there's really no personnel to fight. They already got higher levels, so you almost kind of want to give more of the kills to Vice and Ryoko because of that. But like I said, I still want to finish it within a reasonable time, so I don't want to drag out things if I can help it. So, all right, John, yeah, just basically just leave him where he's at. He's good as long as he stays in the long run. Yeah, look at that. Look how slow he is. Yeah, we'll go and send you guys up front to fight them off. They're far away, but we should be able to do enough damage. Okay, about to get our turn finally. Yeah, oh, that is so... Waiting for John to get his turns is excruciating. You definitely want to give John soldiers that improve his load times if you can do it. There are soldiers that can do that, by the way. Yeah, John's definitely a... you need to make sure John's attacks hit, because otherwise, oof. You know, if you miss with John, it's really frustrating. Because otherwise, you wasted all that time, and then John misses, and you're like, oh. Alright. Get his experience. Team leader, enemy backup squadron sighted. Backup? It isn't Kaiho? Oh, it's Kaiho, alright. The government pigs are coming. Come on, we gotta go after them too. Alright. Okay, Nasato, get your turn. And once again, we're gonna finish off the enemy. God, I can't believe the snipers already took that much damage, though. Might sort of put the grenade guys up here just because for fast repairs in case something happens. Doesn't really matter. I might have to just send my snipers up to the front, use their ability, and immediately send them back. Kinisato can take the damage though, so it's not that. Again, at least against this guy, he won't do, since he's anti-personnel, he won't do that much damage to me. So actually, I better not move because you actually go faster if you're not moving around all the time. So. And then we'll switch to another recon just to... Yeah, might as well send them both to the front. Yeah, I said, and then I'll just send it back as soon as they use their ability. He might hit me, which doesn't really matter. It won't do that much damage. Not as much as like an anti-AFW would, anyway. Yeah, unfortunately they hit me, so they did a decent amount of damage to me, or to my accuracy, I mean. I'd almost say just leave the... For some people, they like playing the game where they put like almost none of... They almost put like, none of their soldiers out and they just leave it in the back and they just use them for their skills. There are some soldiers you can do that actually will they have no skills and they're there just to buff your mech, and that's all. Or I'm so used to using mech. I almost called them Vonzers before I started recording, just the series in general, because I was so used to front mission. Called them Vonzers all the time. I wonder if this game was inspired by front mission. Might be. I definitely like mech RPGs. I wish there was more of them, but no. At least I don't see them as often as I used to anyway. Well, maybe in Japan they're all over the place, but in America they hardly show up because they don't sell very well, unfortunately. It's a very niche audience, and I'm not savvy enough to go finding. Well, actually, I know plenty of games where they're mech-based ones. Like Super Robot Wars is a good example. I can find those. There's a ton of those out. I've only played a handful of those, to tell you the truth. Snipe is finished. Dead, sir. Clear. I wonder if I can send it back for one more snipe, and that should be enough to finish him off. Is that enough to finish him off? Yeah, so. Yeah, it might just do enough damage just to finish him off when they summon, because I'll probably put him up to the front again. I'm gonna wait and see if he summons his guys out or not. No, he's not gonna do it, is he? Ah, this guy actually hit me a couple times. Oh wow, I didn't realize how far back I was. Yeah, too late. Okay, I didn't get to finish off the personnel. Oh well. Ah, it took quite a bit of damage, I see. Alright, yeah, I get some more experience. Anti-government guerrillas, so these people were recruited by the North Japanese. Alright, since that guy's standing there, unfortunately I can't move past him, so. I could recover, but I want to finish off his personnel. I was about to say he was probably going to use his weakest infantry to not get killed, but I was like, I'm just going to finish off your guy. Determination, distance, correct shooting sights, please. Yeah, like I said, if this game was made today, there'd probably be plenty of like shortcut modes where it would it'd speed up your oops, I meant to I'll just fire. I was actually going to send my soldiers out first. Ow. Okay, now send them out. Yeah, show off the grenade ability. Yeah, grenade's better if you give it to Kenosato if you're going to be giving them a grenade guy, or Ryoko, because usually you're going to be like right there in front in close quarters combat, so that's the best way to take advantage of it. Not so much Vi. I probably wouldn't give him that ability, because usually he's not supposed to be in close more. I mean, you can give it to him, it just won't do as much damage. Yeah, look at that. Pretty decent amount of damage. I kind of hope not to finish him off because I want to give the experience to John if I can help it. I should finish him off. He usually does pretty good damage. Yeah. Bye-bye. Okay. So now the only thing I'd have to worry about is I might as well send my units back because he can target my my personnel if he does that. So, and if I send him back before he fires, he'll automatically switch to me instead. So, yeah, I guess I'll try to do damage to him. We don't do that much damage to other AFWs, so might move it up because I think we're getting almost a medium range. Yeah, see, he's moving back a bit, so. Yeah, we'll do some damage to him. Nothing crazy, though. Oh, did I damage his weapon? Ha! Nice. Yeah, unless you use a special ability, it's random. So, you know, you just kind of cross your fingers and see if that actually works. Now his weapon is damaged, he'll most likely not hit me, or if he does, he'll do very little damage. Just because his accuracy is dropped considerably, so. Looks like he's trying to run away, actually. Might as well just waste my time aiming, so. Since there's no extra damage from the personnel that's coming, so. Yeah, we did pretty good damage because we were like right there in front of his face, so. And tried again, so nope. Yeah, wasting ammunition. You know how much that costs? This gun fires anti-carbon bullet. Every time I fire it for 5 seconds, it costs $100,000 or something like that. I forgot what the actual line is from that, but all right, still getting some experience. Okay, let's see. Well, when's your next turn? Which gorilla goes next? Oh, it's you. Well, let's see. He will run back to town and heal if I don't finish him off now. Well, let's see. Your levels are pretty close. I can finish you off. I wasn't going to, but I was like, well, you get your turn like right after, so. There's other places that Vi can get his experience from, so not a big deal. Although I don't want to use close quarters yet, so. Because I think if I do hit him at this point, it would only do like maybe like 50 damage or something like that. It's better just to. Because she really hasn't utilized, like right now, she doesn't really have the abilities that really utilize that type of stuff, so. Yeah, I'll just wait till we get it. Oh, you actually hit me. Well, you are close quarters, so yeah, that kind of makes sense, actually. Yeah, that since he doesn't have any personnel to help him, he's going to slowly just get wailed on by my soldiers. It won't do a ton of damage, but it'll still hurt them. Yeah, it's funny when you beat a mech by your soldiers doing enough damage to him. It's always funnier that way. Like all of a sudden, sometimes you'll be in a battle and they'll almost be close, and while you're aiming, they'll just fall over all of a sudden. Broken because just some random grenade hit him or something. Really? Really? You're gonna hear me say that a lot in this game, folks. Like getting annoyed because I miss a shot that's clearly like should hit. You know what I mean? Look at those people fly off that thing. Alright, nice. Nice amount of experience. Damn, forget the gorilla rabble. Where'd Kaiho go? Okay. Hey, why? People used to live here, you know. They had a life here, and now you can't even find a trace of their existence. Do you have enough of this country in you to feel its pain? The sorrow of a divine nation? Sure, I guess. Maybe, but you brought this on yourselves. Trying to take what isn't yours by force, starting a war that can't be won. Oh, and what are you doing right now? Chasing after Kaiho. That's a battle I can win. That's what every loser thinks. Ooh. Yeah, sometimes characters will have dialogue if you move them right next to each other, which will actually be important for some very important distinctions later on. So, but for now, let's finish off this guy. We'll basically finish off in like 5 seconds, so. Okay, maybe not 5 seconds, but yeah. No, yeah, right. It didn't auto load, so. Yeah, sorry, it won't take 5 seconds because, you know, John's just gonna sit here while we wait. So. Might as well send you guys up while we're waiting. At least when he finally gets his turn. These guys are moving too close. Dang it. Oh, well, whatever. I was about to say, if we were in long range, we would automatically have really good accuracy when we hit, so. Almost finished him off, too. Because he only has like 50 HP or something like that. Luckily, at long range, our accuracy built up pretty fast, so. Bam! Alright, excellent. Goodbye, goodbye. Alright, gained a decent amount of experience. Yeah, let's capture that village. Do I want to recover it? Let me think. Yeah, I probably should. Alright, we got the soldiers there. Alright, we are Kume's squad supply. Our skills are wire, and fast repair. Nice. And we'll just have John follow after Kinosato. I guess there's technically no reason to go there, so. Yeah, now we're getting into nighttime territory, so. And there's the second group. We are Satake squad infantry. Our skills are rapid fire. Rapid fire is a pretty good ability. I still like cooperation, but that requires multiple groups to be ready to go to do that. Alright, let's capture the final one. Alright, that's 3 soldiers. We are Sekimizu squad. Homing shot and hyper. Okay, there's the other group. Government pigs think you can get rid of us so easily. Take this! Damn, more new troops. Okay. Yeah, that's why I kept Ryoko and Vi over there, because of these new guys. My machine, the Suko, has its combat functions upgraded. It's ready for melee combat in a major way. So yeah, now she can do... The reason her melee wasn't as good before was because she was because of that mission. She was not meant to be in that. Let's see. Do I want to use elimination shot for this one? Probably, because it is a four-legger, and usually that's when I use dodge and stuff like that, because I do not want to get hit by a four-legger. Although the way to beat him is to basically get into close quarters combat, because the accuracy is like really, really bad at that point. And it's, as you can see here, look at the percentages. I'm just trying to think if I want to. I might use dodge during this just because of what it is. I'm trying to think if I want to use illumination though or not. I might. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to fire on the dude. Nuts. That was a mistake. I pressed the button too quickly. I meant to hit the personnel. If I hit him, I'd be surprised. I meant to use illumination shot, or maybe even dodge. Although I can use dodge at any moment. I don't have to. I might use it now. Because like I said, you do not want to get hit by a 4 and 4. Yeah, let me go ahead. I'll activate dodge and show you what that's like. That way he doesn't hit me. Initiate dodge action. Let's hope for the best. Yeah, it's the same thing as what Kaiho did in the previous episode, so. Yeah, we want to try to get fast and close as we can. Oh, I was about to say, did he fire on my personnel? I was like, what? I thought it said anti-personnel shot. I'm like, why would a 4-legger do that? That's insane. We're kind of already at the middle of the battle, so I'm not going to use illumination shot. If I hadn't messed up, I would have used it. But when we're halfway through the battle, it's just like it's almost no point. You know what I mean? It's better to use it like at the very beginning of the battle, because after that, it stays for the rest of the battle. So. Hit my soldiers though quite a bit, my shooters. They seem to be going after them instead. Look at that! Holy crap! Fine, I'll just send you guys back. Holy moly! I'll have to rest in the next town I come to, or somewhere that are. I might not even be able to finish off any soldiers because I messed up so badly. Uh-oh. It's because I'm too close, I think. I just have to send both my soldiers back. Yeah, nighttime isn't very good for either side, really, when you think, unless you have illumination shots, so. Yeah, I'll just wait my turn out till yeah, technically we can be into CC, but we have to be fighting personnel when we're doing that. Luckily the enemy can't hit me in CC. The long range ones cannot hit me in CC. Oh dear. Damn, they've already caught up to me. Okay, maybe this time we'll actually activate illumination shot during the first turn. I might leave just my units behind. And not put them up in the front just because they've taken so much damage, so. Also, another reason is I want to be able to move close up to the mech, so. And if I just keep moving and not move my soldiers up, it'll be a little bit faster. So, too bad I don't have like wire or anything with that. That'd be perfect against this guy. Yeah, it's still not as effective as 9. And if you don't hit your percentages during the battle, then you would do less damage. So I probably didn't hit the percentages. That's why I only did like 33% or something like that. So, ooh, yeah. See how much damage I'm taking because I'm not sending my units out. So you really have to kind of decide when do you send your units out and when do you don't, because otherwise you're just gonna keep getting shot at by them, and it piles on really, really fast. I just have to know when to send them back, basically. Like, I might just send it back, like, right after the fact, so they're not out there the whole time. I don't know if I'll be able to finish off any groups this time. Yeah, look at that. They've almost finished off my shooters. I can't send them out anymore, otherwise they'll get destroyed. I'm trying to get as many turns as I can to finish them off, so. Yeah, the long guy keeps running away from me, so. Yeah, I'll give him a. Yeah, I'm not sending those guys out anymore. So. Ah, I hate when that happens, when you get hit like right in the middle of that. Yeah, it messes up your animation and it takes time to get back up, so waste your moments. So. Ah, I moved over to the other group. Oh well. Okay. I don't know if that'll do enough damage, but. Right in the back, you coward. Ah, I almost finished him off too. Oh well. Oof. Might have to have Kaiho just rest again. Luckily he's in a town, so he can afford to do that. Oh, this guy's a an anti-AFW unit, so we have to be careful about him. All right, let's go back into the town there. Yeah, I'm just gonna have you recover. So. Okay, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be hitting the mech though. So I'll put illumination shot just in case, but I really want to be fighting the other personnel. Like I said, I want to finish them off, so. Yeah, back up now. Although backing up's easier just because when you shoot at guys and whatever, there's always a stuff like that going on, so. I'm just gonna, you know, whatever percentages I hit, I'll still do damage. I just won't do as much damage. Ah, holy crap. Yeah, they do a lot of damage to my soldiers there, or my mechs, or med units. Yeah, at least there's the flash shot, so. Yeah, I might just leave them in the back, because they're. Oops, I meant to. Nah, I can't move both now. I meant to move both of them in the back, but. Yeah, I don't think I'll use an illumination shot for this one. Just because I'm hitting personnel. Yeah, see, I'm still doing decent damage at my low percentages, so. Ow. They got cheap shotted. No, I'm not sending you guys to the front. They did all that damage to you in like one shot. It's insane. Oh, oops. have to stop moving. Yeah, see? I can handle regular dudes. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna send you to the front. You have to pay attention to like when you move characters too, because remember, enemy allies eventually will be able to do stuff like that too. And you could actually move your enemy into rapid fire or something like that, so you have to be like, uh-oh, don't do that. Oops. I might leave them out. It might take them too long to get their next ability unlocked. Fire at Will. And then Will's like, why am I called Will again? Well, we could send them back and see if they get their turn quick enough. Because I think it takes 10 seconds to get them back to reset their ability. And then, or something like that, I think. Just crazy to getting hit by a tank shot, you know, or something similar to that. And oh, yeah, we'll be able to get one more thing in. So, because like I said, it takes about 10 seconds to do that. So, I'll wait for them to activate their ability, and if they don't finish them off, then I'll finish them off with my weapon. They might do enough damage. See what they do. If not, it'll go. If there's no one to shoot, it'll go straight to the AFW. So he'll probably miss though. If it hits, I'd be surprised. Oh wow! All right, I'll take it. All right, they didn't do too much damage to me, although they did hurt my meds pretty well. So. Alright, we gained level 3. Action goes up, correlation goes up, combat correction. And we get a max, ourselves, so our maximum attack is quick fire. Which basically means at any point we utilize our attack and automatically attack the unit. So we get our turn basically instantly, so. Alright, always want cooperation. Because we can do a decent amount of damage to the... At this point, we can do quite a bit of damage to them pretty easily, so... Yeah, I think this will probably be other than the main final battle, this will be probably one of the longest episodes, just because of all the build-up that we have to do it, so... Wait till cooperation starts. I don't care about smoke shot in this case. The little EAs when they're trying to take their combat drugs. Okay. Oh, no, I meant to. I meant to activate the soldiers. I meant to move the soldiers up front. So since those guys are anti-AFW types, I don't have to worry. They can just focus on weakening them. So. Ow. Even though that's really not that bad. And I'll just probably leave them out to finish off the personnel, maybe. Look at that damage. Holy crap. Most enemy units of personnel usually have like 100 120 HP, so. Yeah, we're gonna have to wait a while for that to build up. Yeah, light AFWs tend to have the same idea that I do. They tend to go after the personnel or soldiers or whatever. Sometimes I like to call them minions. And I might send them back for more cooperation. Look at that. All that time just to get to 70% on that frickin' nighttime mode. Alright, let me send you guys back. Yeah, you could keep attacking them, but seriously? Whatever. Might as well wait for might as well wait for them to get their turn, so. Or might as well wait for them to get cooperation going, so. Just so I know they'll finish them off, so. Alright, come on. Get your cooperation going. Yep. Okay, there we go. Because it takes 10 seconds, so I should be able to. Oh, right. And I'll use the rest of this time to try to hit the mech if I can, so. Yeah, we'll see if we build up enough within 20 seconds, or. I'm not sure what the actual correlation with is within load time and actual in-game time. I assume it's close to that many, to actual seconds, so. I could be wrong, I never actually timed it bit by bit, you know what I mean? You ran away after... Whatever. Stupid. Nah, that's what I would do, so. Ah, almost didn't fire. Oh, come on! Come on! Ugh. That was like 60% or something like that. That was pretty good odds. Whatever. Unfortunately, that guy's gonna run away to like somewhere else if we don't finish him on next turn. I was hoping to give her more experience, get her a level. Okay, at this point, you know, we're still doing cooperation. Actually, my plan is to basically get up right on him and use heat shell. Show that off, because like I said, it's one of those that's like it does more damage if you get close up to the guy. So, but I still want to finish off his minions. Yeah, sorry, it's just I have a bad habit of just like calling all the soldiers. Oh, he has emergency load. I forgot about that. Start emergency load. Yeah, this is how it works. So show it off, because John will do this more often when I actually get his turn. Yeah, so they immediately get into load mode, so they can immediately attack me. They want to do that at long range before I get closer to them. So. Yep. Take your combat drugs, get closer. No. Yeah, might as well move you guys up. I'm gonna go take out personnel. It still does decent damage for what it is, so. See if he hits me. No, he missed. Well, it is nighttime, so. You wasting your emergency load during a time where your percentages are really, really bad. Yeah, might as well just use this time to like just get cooperation activated half the time, so. I never get tired of just the soldiers just plunking around. Yeah, I know it's not real life. I can pretend to enjoy this, you know. Even if it makes me kind of a weirdo for liking soldiers. I have a weird sense of humor when it comes to stuff like this. Stop bothering me. Stop bothering me. More cooperation. Cooperation? Water bottle in the knee. Cooperation. Oh wait, no, that's something else. I think that should be all of them in that case. I should have finished them off. And obviously we're low percentages tonight. What's to make it worse? Smoke shot in the eye. Here's fire in your eyes, kid. At some point I will start min-maxing my skills. There are certain skills that are just more useful than others. Like, they'll you get more of a use out of. Like, there's a set of skill lists you can use, and you're like, yeah, these are just the ones I'm going to be using. I'm not going to really utilize anything else, so. What a pain in the butt. I might be able to get my cooperation in for one more to finish them off. Are you serious? He hit me with nighttime and smoke. Okay. Cool. Totally fair. Yeah, probably not gonna. I was about to say, probably not gonna be able to get him. Seriously? Whatever. Of course he ran back. Boo. Alright, fine. Yeah, it seems like it takes about 20 seconds for smoke to wear off or whatever. Give or take. So smokestack and that still hit me. Alright. This will probably miss. Yeah, it was 40% or something like that. If it's under 50%, I get when I miss. But if it's over 50%, especially when it's like 70% and I still miss, that's when I get angry. Because it's like, dude. Oh, she's so close to level. Okay. Do I want to? Because I haven't really finished off their personnel yet. I do have shrapnel. How many soldiers does it? Oh yeah, he's gonna keep one. I could use my shrapnel against those guys to finish them off. Because usually I want John to finish off the enemy. That's usually the game plan. Unfortunately, that puts him in medium range when I did that, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll do. The only problem with doing that is I don't have any really good anti-personnel units. I'm trying to think if I want to use my emergency load on these guys or if I want to save it for the anti-AFW guy. I'll probably hold off on that, so. Yeah, I'll go ahead and move both these guys up, why not? We're about even when it comes to stuff like that, so. Ow. I mean, I have to use my shrapnel on someone, so why not be this group, you know what I mean? Might as well show it off, so. And watch the power of it. Look at all that damage. Yeah, and it hits both sides. Yeah, I might go and just use the other shrapnel maybe. See what happens. So you're just doing this. You're wasting your shot on anti-personnel? That's kind of dumb, actually. Alright, whatever. Do I want to use that on... I mean... That only hits one group. That's almost kind of a waste to use on a group and not both of them. Yeah, but I'll just use it on the single. I might emergency load to finish them off, maybe, depending on my mood. Actually, I'll just fire, because like I said... No, I must have gotten lucky with my percentages, so. Because usually I wouldn't do that much damage, so. Might wait and see if he summons his dude or not. Probably not. He's probably gonna hit me. Yep. You got lucky, you punk. Luckily, John has a decent amount of. I'm hoping they're gonna send out their soldiers really quick, but I guess not. Oh, here we go. I'll probably have to press the button as soon as it comes up. Yeah. Oh, that might finish him off, actually. Yep. It killed him. Might have Kinosato finish him off, maybe. Nah, we'll have Kinosato go after the other guy for the purposes of getting rid of his personnel. Okay, you're almost dead, aren't you? Yeah, okay, we'll go after you. Finish you off. And since I ended a turn, or on that, even though I didn't recover, since I ended my turn on a town, my soldiers recovered. So. Go move them back. Yeah, one more good shot will just finish him off, so. Might not finish him off, but the focus will, for sure. Yeah, that's gonna finish him off, so get the experience for that. You can't even hear the screams from way far away, it seems like. Now I'm just gonna leave him out to finish off the guys. At least we think we'll finish him off, I don't know. Alright. No, don't hit my guys. You fiend! Surprised I haven't done any damage to him yet with my regular soldiers. There you go, see that damage there? Although they're not meant to fight them, so that's why they're not doing as much damage as they could. Although they might finish them off by the time I get decent percentages. We'll see who finishes first. A random bullet or me? Well, it looks like random bullet won. Alright, nice. Look at that experience. Yes, sir. Okay, so we haven't finished off you, so we'll go ahead and... Or we haven't finished off your guys', so... Yeah, and since he was on the town, his guys are all healed up again, so... yeah, we'll do. And since we're close enough, we can just basically fire on the close quarters guys, so... Determination of distance. Correct for aim. Firing. No. Yeah, four AFWs do not have short CC, so. I mean, I can fire in CC. I just don't have like a specialty attack or anything like that to that does anything while I'm doing that. Yeah, if you're not gonna come to me, then I'll come to you with snipe. Might as well either grenade these guys out. Yeah, grenade does a lot of damage, but not that much damage. Well, I guess it does a decent amount of damage. Might as well send them back to get their abilities unlocked again. I was hoping the personnel was gonna pop up, but I think it's because he doesn't want to there we go. I was about to say it's probably because he wants to move within a decent range. Now let's see what my hit percentage is. Nah, I didn't do very well. For him, I probably would wait. Okay, there's the snipe ability. Fortunately, he seems to be staying put. Oh, I should have used dodge. I didn't think you'd hit me at that range. Because his range at close is, and it's nighttime. So the fact he hit me is insane enough as it is, you know. And of course the odds work for them and not for me, you know. I've noticed snipers tend to do better if they hit him in the rear guard than in the front guard. I've noticed. I think that is how their percentages work. I think they are supposed to do better from that. Oh, and yeah, see, because we're not like in close quarters, they're not doing as much damage to him now. Yeah, see what my hit is. Yeah, really not getting enough in the way of like, not really finishing off the infantry like I wanted to, so. Oh, he's gonna hit me, isn't he? Yep, of course he does. Of course he does. Nighttime and everything. Sure, he hits me. Of course he does. Look at that, and he ruined my percentages too. Yeah, Kaiho cannot take. I should have been using dodge, but I was assuming nighttime was gonna take care of it, but no. Yeah, look at how much damage I've taken. Yeesh. Yeah, it's gonna run back to town to heal. We have a vision to follow, and I'll do whatever I need to deal with anyone that gets in my way. Alright, well, let's do it. The only problem is, yeah. This guy also wants to get close to you, too, so. Although it is almost daytime, so we're not. But I may have to utilize dodge against this guy, so I have to be careful. Yeah, it's not quite daytime yet, so. Now, you know what? Might as well use illumination. So I can actually hit the guys this time. Yeah, we get sniping, we get that in. And yeah, this guy is anti-AFW and he has a decent amount of armor on him. But grenades should do at least an okay amount to him. By that I mean not a lot, because we're not like right next to him, so. Yeah, nighttime's just not very good for anyone, really. Yeah, better utilize dodge. So I do not want to get hit anymore by as Kaiho, so. John has the HP to protect against this guy, not Kaiho, who's not designed for that, so. I might just leave my soldiers, despite sniping being a better attack, I might just leave my soldiers out just to help, help me reduce my damage. Ow. Yeah, they tend to want to go after my my shooters first. This is that's the sense I'm getting anyway. just keep going after the personnel. Oh, nice. I got a really lucky shot on that one. I have to send my short guys back, maybe. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, he can actually use melee on me, so I have to actually be careful about that. So I almost forgot about that. I was like, holy cow! No, 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 no. Aw, man. All right, fine. I can't finish him off this turn then. Yeah, he ran his guys away, so might as well hit him. Yeah, I was hoping to finish off his guys, but no well. Yeah, that could have been bad if I'd let him get too close to me and get a close CC on me. Ooh, boy. Alright, yeah, we want to... Yeah, it's still technically nighttime, so... At least I can show off Heat Shell. Finally. So I'll get up close to him and use Heat Shell and show off what the damage is to that, so... If it'll let me get close enough for CC. Because like I said, he's always moving backwards. So actually having wire for someone like Ryoko might not be a bad idea, so... Luckily, four-leggers are pretty, like, slow when it comes to actually doing that, so... So usually you might be able to get CC done before anything happens. Although I wonder if he'll let me get CC on him. I want to show off Heat Shell on this guy. There we go. Oh, it's not. I thought it was supposed to be a close range for that. Okay, whatever. Well, I was hoping. I could have swore I could do it at CC. Yeah, see, particular at CC, but then it wouldn't let me do it, so. Alright, whatever, I'll just show it off. Yeah, look at that damage. Holy crap. Yeah, boy. No, we just want to stay put. I want the soldiers to pop out and say hi so I can fight them. Okay, if he doesn't want to send his soldiers out, there's not much I can do about that. Alright, I'll just finish off his soldiers then. Or I'll finish him off if it really comes down to it. There we go. They only do that if they actually popped up like they were supposed to. Yeah, I didn't do as much damage, unfortunately. Oh well. Might as well just wait till a real decent range appears. I guess he's too close that can't use. I mean, he can use that close range. It's just him. Oh, nice. Now he can't move anymore. That's funny. Yeah, if we don't get a... Oh, I'm not going to be able to get a shot off. Time's going to run out. Yeah, see. Yeah, you have to take into account how long it takes. I think it takes like 5 seconds or something like that. 6 to actually get into attack mode while you do that, so... I should gain a level 3. That's kind of what I was hoping we'd get to. Action, everything. And she gets a max skill finally. Or she also gets quick fire, so... let's see. Oh, they're out of range now, so God, do I want to just have you? I'm trying to remember which guy had a... Okay, he's out of dudes, so... Okay, I remember one of them being like almost out of guys, so... Or was out of guys or almost out of guys, that type of thing, so... Now they can't, well, he still can fire on my guys, but, you know. Yeah, you're trying to run away, huh? Oh, I see. Running away, eh? Well, in this case, it's not going to do you any good, and you're going to take a ton of damage from my minions. Because you don't have any soldiers to block it, so that's where a lot of damage is going to come in, too. Yeah, never underestimate random personnel being available and getting rid of all the other personnel, you know what I mean? Yeah, look at that. That's just from regular attacks. Well, and they're anti-AFW, so obviously they're going to do. I'll just wait until I get a decent amount of... It's kind of funny, it's almost like, you know, he gets, because he's not used to, his weapon can't usually handle that, so he's like almost getting knocked back every time, so. Alright, there he goes. Alright, nice, get some experience for you. Alright, let's finish this guy off. I think, okay, he's got... It's still nighttime, but that shouldn't... Well, we're probably not going to be able to get to the other units anyway, so I'll probably just use Illumination Shot and then finish him off. Because it'll probably... John and Kinisato will probably finish him off by the time we get there, so... Depending on what happens, the personnel might just finish him off. Especially if they, oh, whoops. Especially if he doesn't send his, soldiers out, so. Like I said, he might just get finished off by personnel. I guess we'll see what happens. Now he's the guy who won't be able to hit. His leg's still damaged, so he's not gonna really be. He's gonna be moving very, very slowly. There we go. Let's see if they finish him off or not. I don't think that was enough. No. Okay, we'll just finish him off with our guy. That should be enough. Bye-bye. Alright, minions, finish him off. Go, go! Or not. You don't have to finish him off, I'll do it. Yeah, they don't do that much damage, so. Not against a heavy unit like that guy, so. Now he's about to fire on me. Alright, excellent. Alright, they've taken care of their guys, and John and Kinisato are about to take care of theirs, hopefully. Alright, 25 experience, so now we'll just be... Okay. Do I want to use my shrapnel on them, though? Probably not. So if that's the case... So I need someone out there to like be able to fire on his personnel, or at least I can do it. I do have emergency load if it really comes down to it. Wait for homing missile to go, and then I'll put them up in the front. Okay. Actually, I might as well fire on the personnel, even though I chose to send my soldiers out. So. It missed. Like, I didn't even see it do anything, so I was just like, oh, I guess it missed. It just took forever to show it off. I might shoot on the personnel one more time, and then I'll use emergency load to get... Oh, he's firing on my minions. How dare you? Ah, I missed again. Alright. I will show off emergency load. I might just go after the machine itself. What are you doing? Wake up! Because I do need to do some damage on the actual machine itself, so. You're so slow. Oh, wake me up when something interesting happens. Well, if I don't finish off all the personnel, it's not... I'm not trying to min-max that badly. Are you... Oh, okay. I was about to say, if it missed, I was going to be mad. I think he has enough turn to do that. So, yeah, I guess we'll just... Actually, it might just get finished off by my shooters. Yep. Okay, yeah, I don't have to finish off the personnel completely. I just lose out a little bit of experience, but I'm not gonna redo it just for that, you know what I mean? Alright, excellent. Let's see, I think we should be pretty good, still good on speed, so. Yeah, that's the only problem with like waiting forever to take care of their personnel, is that they basically all they just keep going back to heal and stuff like that, so. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put the Grenadier, well. Nah, we'll do that. Alright, going back to minion killing. We're almost done though, folks. We only got the one dude left, so. So now that it's daytime, I don't have to worry about that anymore, so. Oh, he quick fired. I forgot he has this ability. Doesn't mean he'll hit, but he'll probably hit. Ooh, I got lucky there. I mean, he's technically close quarters / medium, but... Trying to wait for the soldiers to pop up if I can... Come on, soldiers. Come on, soldiers. Alright, fine. Don't have soldiers come up. I don't care. That's fine. I could snipe him, like I said. Since you guys don't have any abilities. Oh, there we go. Yeah, let's get a pretty decent shot on him. No. Yeah, wish I did more damage though. Oh well. Oh, yep. Yeah, I like actually being able to hit things. Oh, come on! They just got out there. Boo! That's not fair. Anyway. Might just leave them out if that's going to be the case. Yeah, they just don't do as much damage if it's like, you know, if they're out in the field. Might be better just to leave the recons out. Yeah, keep going after personnel. Might get one more good use on it, maybe. Right in the back. Alright, let's see. Yeah, might get one more in. I said it takes about 5 seconds, so. Yeah. Didn't expect it on that one, so. Almost got him. Almost got all his minions. Alright, gained a level Kaiho, so all of his abilities go up. And he gets an extra max, so that's always good. Alright, one more minion, so might as well just do shrapnel. And if he sends him out, boom. I'll finish him off with one go. Sorry if you heard the squeaky chair. Usually don't hear that unless I've been sitting down for a couple hours, which is probably what happened. I don't have a timer set, so I record until the battle's over, basically. So. Oh yeah, I guess I can send them out. Oops. And I've got a couple of emergency shots if it really comes down to it, so. Okay, excellent. Shrapnel! Especially should finish him off. That's quite a bit of damage. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's just emergency load. This is the last guy, so. Go, John, go! Jumps like you, just target practice. It's about time. Yeah, we'll probably do quite a bit of damage to that guy just because, you know, he's got no minions to help him out, so. Boom. Oh, his legs are gone, so he's not moving anymore. Haha. One more. Yeah, usually I save these for either bosses or anti-AFW units or other anti-four legs or something like that. You know, the big boys. Like light AFWs, I'm not going to waste it. You know what I mean? Oh, is he going to hit me? Yeah, he's going to hit me. Well, that's fine. That's fine. I said I usually wait for 80%. Get him, John. Boom. Yeah, we only did it within 2 days. Probably could have done it sooner if I hadn't been destroying personnel, but I want to get as much experience as I can, so. Alright, we gain experience for John. John's level went up. Action, aim correction. No maxes though. No visuals on type 3. Goddamn Kaiho. How far ahead of us did he get? We know he's nowhere around here, that's for sure. Smooth getaway. But he certainly couldn't have gone far. Listen up. We just got intelligence that there's a suspicious-looking cargo ship off the coast of Baso Peninsula, headed towards Kujikuri. Type 3 is planning to use the ocean route for its retreat. You'll need to get between the ship and Type 3 ASAP. Prepare to head Kaiho off. He's planning to go out to sea? Once he's on that ship, it'll be all over. Then we have to get him before he reaches that boat. Survived units will be given 50 experience, which means we got the fastest time. Well, not the fastest, but we got a fast time. So, alright, level for Weizsäcker. Level 4. Now his stats go up, and he gets another maximum, or another ability, or maximum. And then, yeah, this is what I was talking about, where the combat skills go up. So, if you keep using them, they'll go up in levels after so many fights and stuff like that. So. But it's not one upgrade per battle, by the way. It's after so many battles or something like that. So after so many stages are completed. Kinesados, level 5. His rolls improved, nice. John's, excellent. Infantry went up, and shooting. All right, let's look at the rewards. Good work. This is the current result. Everyone's been destroyed. I'd like to introduce you to some new soldiers that will be joining us. Okay, so if we've done everything correctly, then, okay, he says the same thing every time. So, let me go over them really quick. So, Yamada here, you get him if you, or whoever it is, it's random. That's what we call a green troop. So what the green troop is they're unique. They're like the best squads you can get from a stat perspective. A lot of times they won't have any skills or abilities, but what they do is they vastly improve attack range, movement, and stats and stuff like that. So you want to get these as often as you can, and you can get 13 of them throughout the game, and it requires certain objectives to get it. For this one, you have to lose to Ryoko in Mission 1 to get one. If you don't, then you don't get it. Now, if you miss out on one, it's not a big deal. It's just, like I said, they're really good to have. So you have to lose to her to get it here, out of all places. Now, if you finish, so that's the green troops. They're the best troops you can get. Now, the other troops you can get are orange troops. These are guys given to you by Rodriguez for basically, they have decent skills and pretty decent stats as well. These guys are based on how fast you complete missions on it. So the faster you get, now unfortunately I've never hacked the game, so I don't know what percentage of days are what and how many days have to go past. I think it's if you beat a mission in like 1 day, you can get up to 3 people, and then if it takes like 2 days or more, you lose a guy, so forth and so on. So how many days pass is how many guys you get. So in this case, we got 3 with Kahara, Tajima, and Ueda. And those are guys that are given to us by Rodriguez. And then finally, we got the white troop. These are guys you get from taking over the towns during the course of the game. So if you've done everything right, you should be getting 7 soldiers here, roughly. If you don't, like I said, not a big deal. This game can be beaten with less optimal, but I'm just trying to show off what you can get. So, anyway. Inside the mission control vehicle. He plans to circumvent the border by using the sea. It seems a probable theory, considering 3's movement so far. There's something that bothers me. He sees Type 3 in broad daylight in front of a dozen witnesses, then heads straight for a highly visible ship sailing in for a rendezvous. I don't like it. I agree, but our priority is to regain possession of Type 3. We have no choice but to stay our course. Will we have to stay our course? Will we be able to chase Kaiho to the sea? Will we escape over the ocean? We'll find out next time as we head into Mission 4 of Ring of Red. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time.